So back to Halswell-Hornby-Riccarton Community Board. Ross McFarlane, Gary Watson. Morning, Ross.
Good morning, Mayor, councillors, staff. Thanks for the opportunity. Pretty short from us, fortunately. Just our delegated decisions were a couple of small parking decisions, nothing critical there, but probably just in our delegation we just granted a lease to Conservation Volunteers New Zealand Limited, and these people are going to reside at the former manager's house at Quarry, Halswell Quarry. It was built in 1927. It's a good shot of the facility there. To accommodate up to 8 people in there, and the manager will have a day office in the bottom area down there. This group have a very impressive set of statistics. I'll just gloss over them. In their last 12 months, they planted 158,000 trees, propagated 128,000, weeded 650 hectares, removed 3,800 kilograms of rubbish, put in 100,000 volunteer hours, and supported nationally over 300 community groups. This was an absolute win for us to get these people here. They have facilities in Auckland, Wellington, Punakaiki and Dunedin. And what will happen here is they will reside there, and then they will be tasked in association with our park rangers team, work within the quarry itself in the wider area, and also able to be offered to third-party organisations. And I think you'll recall the long-term plan, you had a submission from the Orton Bradley Trust, which Pam and team mentioned earlier. If there's time available, they can venture over there for days at a time and work away there. I think you'll recall they lost their corrections department labour, so there's an ability to fill that little hole there. So, 5-year lease, complete alcohol, drug-free policy up there. It won't be party paradise, believe me, I'll keep an eye on it. Just a really good synergy, I suppose, with that group. So, moving on, leadership groups. The engagement team had the leadership day on the 3rd of May. Over 39 people or local leaders took place, and I think a lot of them were youth, and just a really worthwhile get together, and it was able to engage those people, and where they go from there, well, obviously we don't know. Just staying on that one, we also have coming up 27th of June our Community Service and Youth Service Awards. We've got 10 Community Service Awards, 2 Youth Service Awards, and a number of certificates of appreciation for people. Next one, Gary, is this one was partnered in tandem with the Oak Development Trust in Riccarton. This was absolutely brilliant to have old Ray, an older fella, 85-year-old, come to our board and speak how he had never cooked in his life. And between him and his wife, they had decided that either one of them or the other was going to go first, which could leave him to have to prepare the meals. So this group engaged a professional chef, and they're going to do this on an ongoing basis over the next 2 years, just to help those people, older, younger, migrants, etc., just to be more prepared and more resilient in their own communities should they have to, in the event, prepare for themselves. The other component of that is with the migrant groups, our ward-based board members have been working to promote an emergency resilience plan, which is just, I suppose, preparing them should the worst happen in their communities with various things operating. Our 4 critical networks in our ward area are the Halswell Liaison Group, Hornby Community Workers Luncheon, the Riccarton Network Liaison Group, and the Invent Youth Workers Forum. These were all groups that were originally initiated by our community engagement teams, and now they've virtually all been taken over under the wing of the community facilitated operations. So, moving on, yeah, big one coming up, or just completing really in our area, is the Riccarton Road upgrade. It's been a huge effort, this one, over a long time. Things will settle down until the next stage, which is from Harry Kiki Street through to Matapo Street. Major sewer upgrade, major upheaval, busiest bus route in Canterbury, and of course past the Westfield Mall. Tender process is imminent, and the contractor hopefully to be appointed in October. Fulton Cahogan, who have just completed the road repairs for the first stage, come along to our board, and they've initiated a new process whereby they're putting down what we used to, Tarsio asphalt was about this thick. In this case, it's about this thick. So it's really a long-term fix. Done well, done properly, given the obvious upheaval to the whole community based on the works in the area. That's a really good long-term. Costs a wee bit more, but you get what you get. Recently, this was a bit of a sad story with a good ending. The Upper Memorial Library was forcibly closed by our staff engineers because of an unsafe building. One of those difficult scenarios where the community owned the building, but the council owned the land underneath it. And as landowners, we are liable as an entity should something occur. Had a walkway, as you can see, just beside the container there, public walkway. It had to be closed, which meant obviously everything had to come out of that building. In this case, 14 council staff took it on themselves, along with some community board members and their families, to clear that library out. Just a really worthwhile day. It was the engineers that had to shut it down. It was the engineers that turned up in their own time to do that work, to empty that library, and the feedback we got from there, from that elder group at the library. It's just wonderful to know that so many angels are still out there in Christchurch after we've all been through what we have in our city. So nice feedback. Yeah. So moving on, yeah, a couple of a bit like Cashmere sprayed, and with a couple of halls in the area which are, do we fix, do we not? There's a use there, but is it a sustainable use? I'm not sure. But yeah, this one I've a bit of a tongue twister. Mike told me that I've got to get out the hyper helpful random facts. Just a bit of information on the former Templeton Hospital site. It was closed close to 20 years ago now. It's a unique area which still has a institutional base, but not quite the ring fence that used to happen to the community for Templeton. Nova Trust, which is residential drug and alcohol program. Innovation Park, which does some agribusiness and research, 13 tenants in that. Bracken Ridge, which is the supporting people with intellectual disabilities. Westmont School, which is a private Brethren church-based school, and there's the Templeton Chapel in there also. Tagged in there as well as the Waitaha School. Waitaha School's recently relocated to a school called Lemonwood Grange in Rolleston. However, they're setting up a sub-site in the new Night Stream School in Halswell, and that's very much integrating some of these disability-based, intellectually-based facilities within the community. So a win-win there. Other than that, that's all from out west. All things are relatively stable, being considered. So happy to take some questions.
No, I think we haven't got time for questions, so we've reached our 10 minutes. So thank you very much. It's a very good time submission. Jimmy Chen would like to move, and Galloway would like to second, and I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. But thank you very much, and that's the conclusion of the community board reports.